welcome to another edition of Pitch BrandTalk. Legacy's players have their own might, the trust, the loyalty which consumers have with them. But in today's era, legacy and trust is just not enough. You need to engage with different cohorts and stand out in a slew of competition. I have with me today a brand which is something that all of us must have had in our house at some point or another. That's Lacto Calamine. And I have with me today Sai Ramana, who's the CEO of Piramal Consumer Healthcare, and he's going to tell us the way forward for this legacy brand. Hi Sai, how are you?
Hi Simran, it's wonderful to see you.
Lacto Calamine, like I said, is a legacy brand. It's something which all of us have at our home, particularly when it comes to skincare. And while it's, positioned as a moisturizer, every time somebody has a rash or something, Lacto Calamine is something which we all go towards. Now you have all initiated a refresh. So, what was the factors that was behind the fall, and what does this refresh actually entail?
Yeah, it's a great question. Like you were mentioning earlier when we were talking a bit, that this is a very exciting space, right? And the category is growing very fast. We are as excited, if not more, in playing in skincare and playing to win. So let me start off by saying four things, and then I'm happy to build as we go along on this conversation. Uh, every time I meet a consumer, I'm yet to meet a consumer who is not aware of lactocalamine, right? So that's a great starting point, and hence what this tells us is consumers are aware of lactocalamine. We need to do those 3-4 things to be able to win with them, right? So lactocalamine has been trusted for generations, and its role in skincare has remained consistent. Uh, what is evolving now is the way we articulate that expertise. Uh, the brand remains the same. Consumers, especially Gen Z, and I'm sure you will allude to that in the category, make decisions based on transparency, based on ingredients, and of course, effectiveness in terms of the solution for their needs. So the formula remains the same because it already delivers the impact it is known for. The refreshed identity, to your question, sharpens how the brand communication communicates its purpose as the oily skin expert. This is the first most important point, which is about positioning the brand as a oily skin expert. 1 in 2 consumers in India have oily skin. There is no brand either in India or around the world that is positioned as an expert on oily skin. So that's the first point that differentiates us. The second is we have the same trusted formula, but we have more transparent communication that is appealing not only to a certain generation of consumers who know the brand, but also the current Gen Z consumers for whom we are trying to make it relevant. Third, we are bringing portfolio depth that is aligned to real world skincare behavior. We have expanded into cleansers, moisturizers, sunscreen, serums, treatment formats, because we know the consumer is not just using one product, but using a regimen, right? And the last one is that our growth agenda is driven by omni-channel scale and digital influence. And both of these are important to be able to win with the consumers. So at a high level, we are extremely excited, and this is a milestone moment for an iconic brand like Lacto Calamine. And we are going after a sharp positioning of oily skin expert. We are going after the same trusted formula, but more transparent communication. Number three, we have the portfolio depth and the range that is aligned to real world skincare behavior. And fourth, we have a growth agenda that is driven by omni-channel scale and digital influence. These four things and the iconic brand restage that we are doing give us the confidence to win in this market. And our journey has already begun. We are already winning. We have some excellent numbers. We just want to take it to the next level.
I just want to come to this one by one. But you had sharp brand positioning. I was reading a phrase in your press release which says that reintroduction is not about reinvention, but rediscovery. I thought that kind of articulates, what you've just spoken about. Now, you've also gone about, like you said, the refresh, but there's also a change in visual identity and in your packaging. And that is such an important part of marketing. So, Ken, because I saw the packaging and I was like, this is not the Lacto Calamine, which I am used to. So, can you just talk about that? Because it looked very, very cool, if I were to say the word.
Yeah. So I will definitely talk about that, but I want to reinforce that we want to maintain and retain that expertise, and we want to retain the iconic status of the brand that we are very well known for, right? So I would say the messaging lens and the messaging communication is consistent, and it's focused on three things: on confidence, on control, and three, care for oily skin consumers. This positioning allows the brand to build authority in a high growth subcategory, right? You mentioned about how fast the category is growing, how many entrants are there, and we want to ensure that credibility and consistency are able to help us win with the consumers, because this matters more than the aesthetic only beauty narratives that we can talk about, right? So this whole identity refresh is a strategic revolution. It's not just a cosmetic update or relaunch, and I appreciate that you like it. I'm sure you will use it. And the purple bottle comes with clearer benefit storytelling. That is the first thing that we've kept in mind. It comes with visual simplicity that matches the expectations of today's educated skincare user, right? The user has evolved, and the refresh strengthens the brand recall and reinforces trust and bridges two generations of users. Those who grew up with the brand and those who are now discovering it on digital first platforms and community recommendations.
Sure. Now, I just want to first get into this expanded portfolio that you have, right? You're no longer just the oily skin expert with that one lotion, but you've really launched everything from moisturizer to face wash and others. So, how has this worked out, and any particular learnings that you can share with us on this?
Yeah. So first thing is consistent with all the things that we do across our power brands in the company.
Sure.
We are extremely focused on being sharp in terms of our portfolio and staying true to the positioning of the brand. So number one, what has worked for us is staying true to oily skin expert. We will stand for this equity. We will not go an inch beyond oily skin expertise. And we are extremely clear that many portfolio or segments may be extremely tempting in terms of size, but we will stay sharp with the positioning. So that's the first thing that we have learned through the journey. The second one is we want to be sharp on the portfolio. So we have defined Hero 5. We do have products beyond that online, but on an omni-channel basis, we are focused on 5 hero formats: cleansers, moisturizers, sunscreen, serums, and treatments overall as formats. So that's the second learning that we have. The third one is that we are extremely consumer centric and rooted in three consumer behaviors. First, ingredient based decision making. Second is multi-step personalization. And the third one is ensuring that the efficacy or the solution that the consumers seek for is delivered with a superior product. Um, the full transition of these refreshed formats. So today, already in the market, you will see the new in the new identity, the lotion is available. In the next 3-4 months, we will have all the formats transition to the new identity. We are extremely excited with the Hero 5. We have had a lot of success so far. The numbers are encouraging, and we are excited even more about what the future holds for us.
Great. And now, you spoke about digital, and digital is primarily, used for, say, performance marketing is what we use. And somehow, digital is because brand building and brand equity is also very important, which we somehow, associate more with your traditional mediums, while digital we speak about performing marketing. So I just want to know what is your plan when it comes to differentiated, consumer journeys? How are you catching them? More importantly is, when you're in a very uber competitive market. So what is your plan to, ensure that the customer stays with you across the entire, funnel? It's not just, from the upper funnel to a lower funnel. How are you ensuring that the customer stays with you through the funnel and you're able to capture them at the lower funnel?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Simran, and you touched upon two things. Let me say that there are two important cultures that we are driving in the organization as we build the skincare business. One is consumer centricity, and the second one is digital first. Now, let me talk a little bit about how we are bringing this to life. Number one, our media mix is constantly been evolving, and our media mix is rooted again in following the consumer to understand in a certain category, and we use 3 4 metrics to understand what should be our media mix in order to ensure that we are following our consumers who are discovering through their shopping journey the products in this category. So we've shifted from significantly from a broad brush mass media to a sharply targeted digital first marketing. This is important because as consumers simultaneously move from TV to mobile, social, quick commerce, optimization is non-negotiable, right? And as a result, our mix has shifted to a more balanced mix of digital and TV. We are spending 20 to 30% on digital across the spectrums of platforms, closely tied back to where our consumers are consuming content. And in certain categories, that percentage is significantly higher. And we are covering CTV, OTT, social, and performance led digital as well, which you mentioned. Second, I want to now little bit specifically talk about skincare. So skincare discovery has clearly shifted from classic search to social, e-commerce, quick commerce, and our spends now follow that behavior. Platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat are where consumers are discovering the category. They are evaluating and often completing their journey in a few clicks over these platforms. So we design for that full funnel in platform campaign. So for Lacto Calamine, we prioritize the direct path to purchase journey by driving traffic straight to marketplaces and quick commerce partners rather than relying on basket building behavior of the past. Influencers and collab ads play a key role in this model, helping us tap into highly engaged niche communities with authentic recommendations that convert. So we are all geared up. Our organization is extremely consumer centric and digital first to win with skincare consumers on Lactocal.
So 25% digital, and then I would say you're using, say, retail media, CTV. Is that also coming in this 25%, or is this 25 plus 25? And if you can just give me an idea, if you're saying traditional, how much percentage of your spends is now going there?
Yeah. So overall, as a company, it's 60-40 between traditional and digital. And there are
Okay.
certain categories like skincare, it is higher. There are certain campaigns where it can go all the way up to
Sure.
80 as well, right? So it depends on category to category. And we are being extremely consumer centric because each category is different. A skincare category is very different from kids wellness, very different from women's wellness, very different from adult wellness, right?
Sure.
So it's a wide range of categories. And
Now, with this expanded range that you have, would you be looking to even up your marketing spends?
Yes, absolutely. We are extremely confident. We are excited about what we can do with the brand and what we can do with the whole regimen as we win with consumers. So we have
So,
strong
yeah.
plans.
So are you looking, say, by in double figures, you're going to up it from, say, last year? Or if you could just give me a broad figure, if it's okay.
Yeah. So we are seeing a lot of traction for the different formats. Obviously, there are different. India is not one place, right? There are different regions,
Mm-hmm.
there are different channels, and we have an exciting brand that cuts across different formats. So in different parts of the country, in different online mediums, it is very different. But yes, we are going after aggressive numbers, and our spends are planned to cater to being able to deliver the growth.
Now, you spoke about this entire ecosystem, DTC. We also have general trade, modern trade. Now, all of these are different ecosystems, right? So I just want to know, how are you maintaining your brand equity and, consistent messaging across these platforms? Because when it comes to B2C and, say, the digital ecosystem, discounting or margins also play a very big key. So what's the strategy to, have a consistent messaging to whichever cohort you are targeting?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Different formats, and even within online, it's a wide array, right
Wide
from
spectrum.
business, to quick commerce. The shopping journey is different, and the discovery of products happens very differently. So we know that the category is shaped by discovery, shaped by education, and shaped by advocacy across social platforms, quick commerce, and beauty formats. So Lacto Calamine is investing in digital storytelling, dermatologist-backed content, and credible voices, including its ambassador ecosystem. So
Sure.
these elements stay constant across any media or any channel where the brand is talking to the consumers. Availability is extremely important. We are expanding availability across e-commerce, pharmacy retail, cosmetic formats, modern trade, general trade. And this aligns the brand with where India shops today and where the next wave of skincare growth is expected. So, in summary, the growth agenda is driven by omni-channel scale and digital influence.
I just have two, three questions left, but you mentioned brand ambassador. Now, you've had Mrinal Thakur, Amrya Dastoor, Kajal Agarwal, Priyanka Mohan as your brand ambassadors. Are you looking for a new brand ambassador, or does Mrinal Thakur continue?
Yes, we are very excited with whom we have. We are doing a great job with Mrinal Thakur, and we are looking for an excellent journey ahead. Of course, beyond the brand ambassador, you have 1, 10, 100. We have a lot of influencers who are also in the whole ecosystem, and we constantly work towards ensuring that there is a good match between whom we work with and the brand that we are the brand of Lacto Calamine, right? So we are excited with what we have, and we are looking forward to a great journey ahead.
And before we wind up, I just want to know, how have the other products in your in your company also performed? Because you have littles, you have obviously lactocalamine, IPIL, tetnosol, polycrol, triactive. How have these also performed? Because lactocalamine is your star product. And the other thing is, when you look at your products, like whether it's IPIL or even to a large extent, little still, education is very important in these categories. So how have they performed, and the importance of education in your communication? Because you just use the word education.
Yeah. So let me touch upon the first question first, and then I'll get into one of the exciting topics of the whole healthcare marketing, right? So first, we are on an excellent growth trajectory. Publicly available information, we are growing strong double-digit growth. This is well ahead of the industry growths. And I would say our strategy is focused on broadly four important elements. The first one is the power brand led growth with sharp portfolio focus. So we have doubled down on our power brands. You mentioned Little's, Lacto Calamine, iActive, CIR, which together contribute more than half of our sales. And each of these speak to real growing consumer needs, right from oily skin to modern baby care to women's intimate hygiene and adult care. And we've invested behind each one with the intent of driving both scale as well as intent, right? So the first strategy is all about fewer brands, deeper investment, and sharper relevance to Indian consumers across the segments. The second one is innovation with velocity. We operate with the heart of a startup, but the might of a science based innovation growth engine. In the last year, we launched almost 50 new products and across formats, across need states and price points, and with innovation contributing to 11% of our revenue. So innovation is not just a buzzword, but it's a revenue growth engine for us, and it's delivering very well for us. The third focus is on driving growth with precision in challenges of the future. Uh, our business from emerging high growth channels is significantly growing in contribution, and this is also helping us demonstrate industry leading or industry beating growth numbers. The final one I would say is tech enablement for agility, because we are not just selling products, we are reading signals using real time analytics, AI tools, and predictive insights. We've been able to take faster calls across all aspects of our business: supply, assortment, marketing. That agility has been a game changer for us. So in
Sure.
short, sharp choices, speed, and relentless execution, I would say, are the three mantras that is helping us deliver the results that we are delivering. Let me quickly touch upon in 30 seconds healthcare marketing. It is important to drive both education and brand building. We need to balance
Sure.
between the two. And I would simply say it's the model we follow is learn, relate, and choose. Learning is all about real consumer questions, busting myths, accessible language. Relate is about educational storytelling, and choose is about giving the right value and making the our products affordable, right? So we need to balance between both brand building and education, and both are important to us.
I must mention that, when iQuil first came out of the advertising, I thought that was landmark in terms of communication when it comes to women's health. That was something which really stood out to me when it first came out. And it combined everything, education, like you mentioned, and it was actually something which was not being addressed, at that time. But my final question, FY25 was a landmark year for Piramal Consumer Healthcare because you crossed the milestone of 1,000 crores in annual revenue. If you were to look ahead in the next 5 years, because with an expanded portfolio, what are the targets that you're looking at? In the second part of my question, what will be your growth drivers? New consumer cohorts, because while we're talking about Gen Z, in the next 5 years, you'll have Gen Alpha also entering the picture, new formats, variants, portfolio expansion. What can we expect?
Yeah. So overall, we are delivering great results, but we are sharply focused on our road to fiscal year 30. We
Sure.
have clear goals. In summary, our fiscal year 30 goals are focused on margin, reach, and impact. Our vision is to double our business and get to double digit EBITDA margins by fiscal year 30. Our key strategic pillars, and I'll try not to repeat what I have mentioned already, is I'll talk about some of the elements that I have not touched upon. So it's important to ensure sales excellence, both online and offline. That's where the rubber hits the road. Consumers discover our products, and you need to be available, right? Be it quick commerce, the last dark store in the country, or in the neighborhood chemist shop. The second one is the whole focus on revenue growth management. It is part of our culture. It is part of how leaders at all levels are trying to maximize price, promo, mix to ensure we are maximizing revenue. The third one is operational excellence. Cost savings is at the core of our strategy. It enables you to fuel growth, and be it input cost agility or all aspects of cost transformation. And the third one is organization and capability transformation. Um, we are building a lot of capabilities in house, and for that we are clearly focused on building a beauty culture, a digital culture, and a consumer centric culture in our organization. And with all of these focus areas, I'm confident of us as a team delivering the fiscal year 30 goals that we have set for ourselves. And like I mentioned at the beginning, it's all about margin, reach, and impact.
Thank you so much for your time. So here's hoping you reach 2,000 crores revenue by FY30. Thank you so much, Sai. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thanks, Imran. It was wonderful chatting with you as well.